حي على الفلاح.
Getting into the topic, we're talking about how to make your spouse happy, okay? Number one, before you got married, you need to remember something. And those of you who are not yet married, and those of you who are mothers and fathers, who have children who are going to be getting married, inshallah, remember something that happens a lot of the times. Mothers come up and say, son, I need a helping hand. Why don't you just get married? Have you heard that? I'm struggling in the kitchen and I really can't. And, now it's becoming difficult. Just get married. Inshallah, we'll have a lovely, lovely daughter-in-law. Beautiful, lovely, kind. And you choose the one who's fairest in complexion. A'udhu billah. Meaning, it's not bad to be fair in complexion, but some of the best people may not be of that fair complexion. So don't think that you have to be fair. Just be happy with what Allah's given you. And that's why I say to people whose phones refuse to open because their faces have been changed by the amount of makeup they use, at least use face recognition more often. It will govern the amount of makeup that is permissible, subhanallah. Because if you do taghyiru khalqillah, you've changed the creation of Allah. Even your phone will tell you, that's not you. Yeah. So if you've done it with a clear face, and then you can put whatever you have, subhanallah, within permissible limits. If the phone no longer recognizes you, you have a problem. So this is what we say. There are limitations to things. Now, people are not happy with what Allah's given them. Islam liberates you by saying, just be satisfied with what Allah has given you. You are gorgeous as Allah has created you. Don't let everyone else and the surroundings and the environment dictate to you what you're supposed to be looking like. When you can be satisfied and confident with what Allah's blessed you with, you are truly, truly liberated. May Allah grant us that liberation. Ameen. So then you have this samosa run. Is that what they call it? Yeah, we start hunting and then you find yourself a lovely daughter-in-law. And sometimes the son comes in and says, you know what, Dad, what's wrong? What's wrong? You don't want to marry who we are suggesting? I've actually met someone. Who? Subhanallah. And you're busy thinking it's a 5-year relationship that I kept hidden. And now I'm busy trying to tell my dad, I don't want to get married to the people or the person you're trying to push me to marry. There's someone I've promised 5 years ago. And you know what? The father says, no way. Over my dead body, it's not happening, and so on. And people take this in a different way. Some can stand up and fight back, and some can explain and convince, and some can get help, but a lot don't. They just crumble, and they tell this poor girl or boy or whoever has been waiting for so many years, you know what, I'm sorry, I really wanted it. I know it's been 5 years. A'udhu billah, in some cases, I know we've been intimate, a'udhu billah, but I'm sorry, it's not going to be happening anymore. And you've just broken, not a heart, but that was a payment for a relationship that we've always warned about. To say when you give your heart and your mind away to someone, you've actually hurt yourself. When you have given your heart to someone and you don't even know which way it's going to go, you're the one to blame. Right at the beginning, Allah gave you the control. People say, I had no control. No, at the beginning you did. You could have stopped, but it kept on coming and coming. And you allowed it to go at the beginning, so it went. And now they said, you're not allowed anymore. Subhanallah. So now what happens? If you bring her in the case of those who finally and ultimately agree, she comes into this home not knowing that, subhanallah, when I used to meet this guy back at the university, back in the restaurants, we used to eat out, we used to enjoy, we used to, I was on my best behavior and I was looking the best and he was looking the best. And now that I'm in his house and I look at his family and they look at me as a person who's supposed to be the cook in the home. Wallahi, it's happening. Wallahi, it's happening. The person who's supposed to be a cook, a cleaner, what else? A servant, proper servant. What else? You're supposed to be awake before everyone else and sleep after everyone else. And here comes the guy, the same guy that you loved for so long. And there's a major issue because suddenly you hardly see him. He goes out early morning before the sun rises, especially in days like these in December here in the UK, and he comes back after the sun sets. And what happened? You're busy working, and there is no appreciation from anyone. They just look at you as though it was your duty. You know, I met a brother a few days ago in India at the lounge. Now, you know, the business class lounge in India, oh, subhanAllah, the food is absolutely superb. So I was telling him, oh, this is lovely food. It's like a 5-star restaurant. He says, oh, you know, it's so beautiful. You know, the women of today, they don't cook. And I said, well, the men of today don't even know how to cook. What do you mean? I said, you're supposed to know how to cook as well. Even if it's just eggs like me, by the way, alhamdulillah. It's a good thing, alhamdulillah. May Allah grant us ease. But it's no longer as it used to be. No, it isn't. You have to face reality. You must help. You must assist. If you don't, what type of a happiness would you like from your spouse? You see them sweating. They need help on both sides. You see them doing things. Even if you were to appreciate, it's great assistance. If you were to stand up for your spouse, it's great help. The brother tells me, you know, nowadays we just eat burger. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know Urdu, right? We just eat burger. Nowadays, we just eat burger. I told him in that case, there must be a garbar. May Allah grant us ease. May Allah grant us ease. You know, garbar means a problem for those of you who don't know Urdu or Hindi. Garbar means a problem. So he says, in my life, I've only had about 8 or 9 burgers. I told him, then you probably don't have such a big garbar in your home. But at the same time, that's not something that you should be proud of or not. It's irrelevant, actually, whether you've eaten at home or eaten out. Do you know, many years back, when I was young, we never ever ate out. I'm sure a lot of you would agree with that. We didn't even know what it was to eat out. And the restaurants, the number of restaurants were very small, a very little number, small number of restaurants. Nowadays, subhanAllah, look at the streets. I believe in Manchester, there's one whole street that, subhanAllah, if you were to eat in one restaurant for a week, the whole year would pass and you wouldn't be finished. Subhanallah. Isn't there a street like that? What's it called? There you go, subhanallah, there you go. And you've got all these beautiful restaurants. Make use of them sometimes, it's not wrong. In fact, you know what, you should. Perhaps you might want to take your family along here and there. There's nothing wrong. You make them happy once in a while. You should know how to strike the balance. It's not like every day we can go there. Oh, the food was lovely, awesome. I wish I could taste it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Relax. Maybe perhaps a day or two in the week, it's okay. Or it depends on you and your circumstances. If you're both working class, you might want to have takeaways more often. But you need to make sure it's healthy, by the way. You cannot expect people all the time to come home and to cook and to clean and to do everything all at once and to expect your home to be a happy home. How? It's not going to be. Both of you are working, for example. So then help each other. Help each other. Come. At least do some cleaning. At least do some, once in a while, do some cooking. Once in a while, do some other chore, some duty. Go and do the school run, or maybe go and do the shopping. Your spouse will really appreciate it. But can I tell you something? Many spouses, and I'm saying spouses because I don't want to say husband or wife. Many spouses, all they need is a good word. But we don't say those good words. Going back to that marriage that I spoke about earlier. If you don't marry the one you wanted to marry, I explained if you do, we have one problem. If you don't, you're marrying someone else with the intention of marrying someone who's going to serve your mother. A'udhu billah. Show me which hadith, show me which verse of the Quran tells you that one of the reasons of you getting married should be that this person must come in as a servant. Yes, they will help. They will care for you and whatever is dear to you. Yes, they would and they will. But that's not the primary aim of you getting married. If that was the primary aim and intention and you say, Mom, I've brought someone, subhanAllah, to help you. I hope she's got big muscles. She can say, yes, I'm here to help. And the mom said, no problem, you sit down. I make you a meal. Because of what she looks like. Wow, powerful, big, strong woman. My brothers and sisters, come on, come on. We need to understand, let's respect our children, respect ourselves as parents. And let's let our children marry in a beautiful way. And when their spouses come in, give them their space. Yesterday, I was speaking to a sister who told me that if I had it my way, I would say it's haram to live with your in-laws. And I said, that's because of the experience you have. She told me, it's not because of the experience I have. It's 90% of the homes in the UK. I was shocked. I said, I don't think your stats are correct. Who thinks it's 90% of the homes in the UK? Say yes. A'udhu billah. The no's are those who are the parents, I guess. May Allah grant us ease. Well, whether it was yes or no, I know the yes was very loud. The no, I just heard one or two from, I don't want to point which side, you might just want to throw eggs at the brother. But I tell you what, that goes to show that we do have a crisis. Give them their space. They're adults, 22, 25. These are adults. If you want to guide them, you may say a good word. How do you expect them to be spouses who are happy when you are interfering in a negative way? And then comes the old man. I don't like you. You've been telling people that they shouldn't even interfere in their children's affairs when they are away from the deen. And I said, that's not interference. Are you guiding them? Are you advising them? Or are you telling them, come here, cook for me. Where did you go yesterday? Why did you go to visit that person? Whose house did you go? Why did you take so long? Come on, I'm an adult. I could have gone out for 2 days. For as long as I know, my spouse knows, it's fine. Who are you to interfere in my life? Come on, man. I can go to my mother's house or my auntie's house or whoever else's house as many times as between myself and my spouse we've agreed. Why do you have to come in and chip into my spouse by saying, don't let this person go here and go there? For what? Why are you bothered about all of that? Subhanallah. The problem in today's world globally is a problem of control. We all want to control what doesn't belong to us. We don't have control in our own little situations. We want to control the spouses of our children as though we are married to them. That's why we're not happy. You want your spouse to be happy? Learn to stand up for your spouse.